All right, Manib. So, hey, I wanted to go over something with you today on the FreedomSoft training. I had this definition of lead and not a lead in the FreedomSoft training before, and it was quite long and complicated. But I added it, I took it out, now I added it back in because when you assign a lead to me in FreedomSoft, let me kind of clear some of this stuff out. Um, when you're dealing with these text messages, and if this is a lead, when you're assigning this lead, right here, it needs to really kind of match this criteria. It's an off-market deal where the numbers look promising. That's it. So when I log into here and I go through my tasks, really the only things that I want to see in here are deals that look promising that I need to follow up with. I need to make phone calls, etc. Or if there's some other reason why, well, for the most part, no. If it's a lead that if it fits this definition, which is an off-market deal where the numbers look promising, that's the only time you'd sign it that it'd pop up as a task here. Anything else, if you're not quite sure how to deal with a response, just leave it in the text message blast and I'll deal with it. I don't want this section here to get overwhelmed with all kinds of tasks that aren't leads. I really want this to be my focal point of where I need to log in and what I really need to be focusing on. And if there's something else, um, then I can jump in here and deal with all the other kind of not so important stuff. That's my line of thinking. This is really a focal point of leads. So let me kind of jump into this a little bit and explain what I'm talking about because I've ran across several, actually lots of tasks been assigned to me. It looks like you're assigning leads to me that aren't actually leads. So here's one that I would say is probably a lead. I've been communicating with her. Let's say you're communicating with her and she still hasn't given you an address, but she says she has an off-market deal and so on and so forth. I'd be okay with you assigning this as a lead because she's not hasn't given me an address yet, so I need to start picking up the phone and calling her, right? So that would be okay. Um, Here's one that's not a lead. So this was assigned to me as a lead. Um, Oh no, no. I'm sorry. This is that Bennett deal. This is a really good lead. This is one that we've pulled the numbers on. It looks really good. And now I'm trying to get out there in front of these people so I can get a contract put together. That's a really, really strong lead. Let's keep going because I've run across quite a few of these that just aren't leads. David Farah. Um, so I think that's also a lead. And that was a lead. So these are all leads. I just saw this one. I don't know what happened to it. I must have cleared it already. Um, so this is a lead. So these are all leads that I need to be working on. But I just ran across one, and yesterday I ran across like 5 or 6 that were like people asking if I was a wholesaler or asking different questions. They were asking questions that didn't pertain to a property, an off-market property. They certainly weren't off-market deals where the numbers look good, and these leads were assigned to me in here and dumped in here. And I think what you were doing is that you didn't know how to deal with it, so you assigned it to me. If you don't know how to deal with it, just leave it here in the text message. Don't do any, just leave it here. You don't need to clear it. If you've, and I'll jump in here and deal with it and clear it if it's not a lead. So hopefully that makes sense. So we'll keep working away at this, but for the most part, I've been really happy with what you've been doing. So I'll go ahead. I know you're about out of, looks like all these campaigns are running dry, so I need to reload those, and I'll do that. And we'll keep plugging away at this. So, but I just wanted to run across, just kind of dive into that a little bit because I only want to see leads in here that are off-market deals where the numbers look promising right here. Everything else, leave it in here if you don't know how to deal with it. So hopefully that makes sense.